was a very productive morning, and I now find myself uh, trying to relax, trying not to think, because I more or less set myself the New Year's resolution of finally learning how to let go. And I am slowly in the process of actually making good on that, I think. It's one of those things where I fight the urge to keep myself unexposed because the more you expose yourself to stimuli that you dislike, the stronger you gain or the stronger you become against it. It's basically conditioning, as it were. So, I tend to withdraw myself from most situations that are overwhelming to me, and as of late, I am trying to slowly dip my toes back in and basically allow myself to feel everything that there is to feel and realize that no matter how strong a feeling is, it cannot kill you. Not by itself, anyway. So, now, despite everything, I am finding ways to be incredibly productive, even though I am currently sitting in a situation where I am meant to be recuperating, as it were. A situation has arisen that, if anyone were to know me in the real world, would know exactly what it is. Has been arisen since December. It continues to be arisen currently, and the next sign of advancement is hinged upon other people's progress around me. I am unable to progress it on my own. I have to rely on others. So instead of stressing to the nines and tenths degrees, I am learning to relax. It is something that I've been attempting to do for a good long while now, but I've never been quote unquote forced to. So now I am in a situation where I have no choice but to cope with the current version of reality. So I may as well get comfortable. I am still having some difficulty allowing myself to do minor tasks, such as I desire coffee, so instead I give myself tea because it's hydrating while also a slight hit of caffeine. Um, there are certain chemical receptors in the brain that are expecting of certain other chemicals, and we try and give them minor amounts of the things that we were overdosing them on previously so that we can reverse what would be considered tolerance, dial down the delta phos B, as it were, and have a more happy, healthy, communal version of brain chemistry. Going for walks, even though I'm not really supposed to be walking right now, but I mean, a small walk here is beneficial, even if it's not meant to be. Uh, and honestly, I feel things are going well. I feel I'm slowly fighting the chaos that is encompassing my mind, which is necessary to live a properly functional life. Uh, that's amazing. The things, the leaps and bounds that we have come over time with the help of each other, I suppose. It's, well, humanity itself is miraculous in its own way. The things that humans can accomplish when they pull together are nothing short of miraculous. And yet, there are those who would still pull apart, and I don't necessarily blame them, because that was me not too long ago, and I am learning to fight with every fiber of my being against that idea, because that idea is not a useful one. That idea is counter to what humanity is hinged upon. Being more contingent with what we were raised for is to adapt situationally. And I believe I'm still in the process of an adaptation, which I guess everyone technically is. That's life, isn't it? Where the strong survive, as it were, And, well, we are currently in this place where evolution hasn't caught up to our brains, and we don't have to be as strong physically to survive. But mental strength is definitely extremely useful. I have been putting myself throughout my life through various and sundry situations that have been testing me purposely, and I've been encountering along the way unique experiences thanks to my own stubbornness, as one would call it, um, learning more of the world than I would have otherwise. So no experience was ever truly wasted, because I got to meet along the way people who were in unique or comparatively unique situations and learn and grow with them. And I wouldn't change that for the world. I wouldn't change a single thing about my current situation if asked, because I wouldn't be the same person I am today if my past wasn't the same. And it has been rocky. It has been tumultuous. But sometimes you purposely put yourself through the bad so you can then step back and see the good, because comparatively, everything is so much better and so much easier once you're not making your own life a chaotic mess. You get used to chaos, and then you get in a situation where you're finally helpless to do anything, and you see that the chaos made this situation seem as if nothing were any awry at all, to the point where some people would even get paranoid about the lack of things going wrong. But as long as I still have steps to follow, and I have at least one thing to accomplish a day, it doesn't have to be particularly big, it just has to be something that I can label as progress. Once I am able to accomplish something along those lines, the rest of the day is gravy. Everything is, well, wonderful. I've been a very privileged person for the majority of my life. I recognize that. I wish I could thank people more for what they do. I also feel greedy in my own situations, because I still want more. And my mind would have me told that it would devalue other people's connections to me if I were to try and find new connections, but I don't think that that's how that works at all, honestly. After some re-examination of my biases, I think that I've basically been forcing myself to be unhappy even when I am happy, so that I could finally recognize how good I've had things. And it's quite awe-inspiring once I actually examine my life, where I've been, how I've gotten here. There are people who say that they respect me, and I would question how and why I have earned their respect. But I suppose if I were to look at my life from an outside perspective, I could see much easier than the way that I see things right now. As it stands, I am making progress and looking forward to even more progress, because that's the state of the human condition. There is no day that you do not learn or grow or something, so long as you're still alive and willing to keep walking forward.